Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And super chat. Just trying to keep the lights on the BTM Crypto News Network. But as always, this is XRP is going to break out tomorrow after the Fed decision. And also, the Fed mentioned the banks can act as a crypto intermediary. So things are changing. Things are about to get crazy. This is what we've been telling you was going to happen, and it is finally starting to happen. So make sure you strap in, put your seat belts on, put your up cables to your full upright position, and get ready to ride this wave all the way to the freaking moon. Let's go. So let's start the screen share. And of course, this is uh, Caleb and Brown. Wow, I actually said it right today. Caleb and Brown is one of the sponsors. They are in the link in the description. Click the link and you can sign up. If you're new to crypto or just getting into the crypto market, you can join and they can help you set up your crypto, set up your wallet, and they also self-custody crypto, so you don't have to worry about the exchange stealing cryptos. You don't have to worry about problems with your wallets losing and not being able to exchange crypto and extra fees involved when you do sell your crypto. So Caleb and Brown is a good place to start. They're a crypto brokerage. They give you 24/7 support if you have any questions, if you have any problems, if you're trying to do something and you don't know how. Caleb and Brown will help you, and they give you a one-on-one broker. So they're definitely a good option. So let me know what you guys think about Caleb and Brown. So what up, Peter? What's going on, man? What up, good fellas? Is this real? Is this the FOMC rate cuts and payday pump? A lot of people are speculating, Peter, if the FOMC does cut the interest rate again, that 2.5 or more, crypto is going to get crazy. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's going to pump or dump tomorrow after the FOMC meeting? If you look at the bubbles, there's a lot of anticipation, right? There's green everywhere. Everything's up, right? So if you see here, Luna's up 21.7, Prime's up 23, Gala's up 7, Theta's up 5.7, Link's up 6.9, FTT's up 7.5. It's been a while since everything is up, this kind of numbers across the board. Zellcash is up 7.1 on the day, 2.7 on the hour, 34.7 on the week, 32.1 on the month, 481 on the year, up to 435.5. I remember when this was two something, right? And it wasn't that long ago. Bonk's up 1.8. XCN is up 3.7. AIOZ is up 4.5. AI Tech's up 6.6. It's been a while since AI Tech has been up over 5%. Go back and check it out. Litecoin is up 3.8 on the day, down 0.3 on the hour, up 4.7 on the week, up 20.7 on the month, or down 20.7 on the month, down 36.2 on the year. GigaChad's up 5.4. Monero is up 1.9 on the month, 0.6 on the hour, down 3.1 on the week, down 11.8 on the month and up 71.6 on the year. ICP's up 5.8, renders up 7.5. Tau, something we keep an eye on. Tau is up 4.9 on the day, 0.1 on the hour, 8.3 on the week, 20.9 down on the month, and 57.1 down on the year. And I'm glad I was picking it up when it was down. It's coming down for us to pick it up. Let's see what else. Render's up 7.4, Shib's up 4.5, Athena's up 4.7, Filecoin's up 3.1, Dog with a Hat's up 15.4, Injective is up 5.8, Sui is up 5%, down 1% on the hour, up 4.9 on the week, down 22% on the month, up 60.3 on the down 60.3 on the year. Near protocols up 5.8, Taos up 9.6. Caspa is up 1.6, down 1.5 on the hour, down 5% on the week, up 0.3 on the month, and up 72.1 on the year. Ton is up 2.4. Alchemy Pay is up 5%. Spell is up 22%. Aerodrome Financial is up 2.2, down 0.9 on the hour, up 3.4 on the week, down 38.2 on the month, down 69.2 on the year. Dash is down 2 point. That's weird. Down 2.9 on the day, up 7.5 on the week, down 0.2 on the hour, down 42.6 on the month, and 14.4 on the year. FET is up 9.8 on the day, 1.4 on the week, down 23.8 on the month, and 87.4 on the year. Prime is up 21%, Order 9.2. Ethereum is back to 3,300, up 7.8 on the day, down 2.1% on the hour, up 12.2 on the week, down 6.1 on the month, and 16.3 on the year. ZBCN, our favorite payroll processor and now infrastructure, is up 9.5 on the day, down 0.6 on the hour, up 0.5 on the week, down 5.3 on the month, and up 123 on the year. Stronghold is up 4.3 on the day, down 0.1 on the hour, down 14.7 on the week, down 5.6 on the month, and down 26.8 on the year. Things are turning up. Link is up 6.8. Mr. Miggles is up 6.9. Flare, someone asked about this yesterday, is up 1% on the day, down 0.1 on the hour, down 5.8 on the week, down 17.6 on the month, and down 58.4 on the year. Telecoin's up 2.5. Safe is up 3.2. Hash flow is up 4.8. Uniswap is up 4.3. Did we look at Bitcoin already? Bitcoin's up 4% on the day, 2.8% on the week, down 10.5 on the month, and down 7.2 on the year. Currently, it is 93,881, so it's coming back. It's Bitcoin. Jupiter's up 4.7. I think we covered everything. So before we do XRP, World Liberty Financial is up 3.6 on the day, down 0.2 on the hour, down 3.1 on the week, and up 22.4 on the month to 15 cents. Leo is up 2% on the day, down 17.3 on the week, down 46.6 on the month and 92.2 on the year. Cardano is up 9.7 on the day, down 0.1 on the hour, down or up 9.5 on the week, down 18.1 on the month, and down 60.1 on the year. So finally, we get to XRP is up 2.6 on the day, down point. Why is everything down 0.1 on the hour? Excuse me. Down 1.2 on the week. Down 9.1 on the month and down 18.3 on the year. But you see, we're over $2.13, got up to $2.15. So let me know what you guys think. Is the breakout on the way? I was going to check something else. XPR is up 4.1% on the day, down 0.2 on the hour, down 3.1 on the week, down 17.8 on the month, and still up 114% on the year. What was that? I was looking at, oh yeah, Solana. Solana is up 5.9 on the day, up 0.2 on the hour, up 2.2 on the week, down 14.2 on the month, and down 40% on the year. It's up to 142.39 cents. So Solana's making a small pushback up. Mondo's up 7.1. We're just talking about that yesterday at 50 cents, up 1.6 on the hour, down 0.8 on the hour, up 7.1 on the day, 1.4 on the week, down 24.8 on the month, and 69.9 on the year. Well, keeping it moving. This was an article I saw. Before we get that, let's check the XRP terminal. Franklin Templeton is up 2.8 on the day to $23.37. Volume is 5.2 mil won in 24 hours. Canary Capital is $22.85, up 2.6 on the day. 24-hour trading volume is 4.7 million. So the trading volume is picking up. Bitwise is $24.08, up 2.9%. 24-hour trading volume is 4.13 mil won. Rex Offspray is $17.6, up 2.27%. 24-hour trading volume is 3.2 mil won. Grayscale is 41.69, up 2.82%. 24-hour trading volume 2.72 mil won. Amplify is 25.14, up 2.63% to 177,000. 24-hour trading volume. ProShares is $12.82, up 5.75%. 3.9 million 24-hour trading volume. So still in queue. I guess ProShares just launched today. Still in the queue is 21 shares, Coin Shares, and Wisdom Tree. So I suspect they will get listed pretty soon. So for market cap, for crypto, we're at 3.07 trillion, down 1.3 on the day. CMC 20 is 192.86, up 0.72 on the day. Fear and greed is to 25. We're back into fear from extreme fear. Altcoin index is 19, so we're sliding slightly away from Bitcoin. And average crypto RSI is 47.6. So we're getting closer to the overbought territory. And currently, XRP is up 2.5% to $2.13. I think it got up to $2.17 today. 24-hour trading volume is 128 billion with a B of 2.59%. Wait a minute, that was the market cap. Sorry. The market cap is 128.8 billion, up 2.59. 24-hour trading volume is 3.3 billion, up 7.4%. So let's go. Let's check the chat. Is the FOMC rate cuts and payday pump, is this a FOMO? Wait, you got paid on the 12th? I don't know. It's a good question. There's going to be cuts all throughout 2026. I hope so. I doubt it, but I hope so. Virtual protocol is for those who feel they can't afford tile, and it's going to be big. Really? I might have to check that out. I was in it, but I got out, but I might have to get back in. What up, Phantom Beats? Dang it, I closed the window. So this is an article from MSN. Sorry, I got a cold, so I'm freaking going crazy over here. XRP price prediction ahead of the Fed decision. Will it rise or will crash? The XRP price continues strong downward spiral this month, moving as low as $2 as investors waited for the upcoming Federal Reserve interest rate decision, which will come out Wednesday. Ripple token was traded at $2, down by 40% and the highest point this year. So will it rebound ahead of the Fed decision? I think we know the answer to that. When was this article released? 13 hours ago. Okay. Federal Reserve to cut interest rates. The market believes that the Federal Reserve will cut the interest rate by 0.25% on Wednesday, continuing a trend. It started 3 months ago. This cut will bring the benchmark rate to between 3.50 and 3.75, the lowest level since 2022 when it started hiking to counter soaring inflation. Bitcoin and other altcoins like XRP and Ethereum should do well when the Fed is cutting interest rates. Besides, cuts comes at a time when the market is waiting for upcoming Santa rally. I told you guys a Christmas rally is going to happen. Christmas rally has always happened, especially since the market has been flat so long, right? It's been oppressed, it's been held back. There's going to be some kind of boom before the end of the year. Mark my words. Remember, remember where you heard it first, right? Write it down, take a picture, take a snapshot, create a short. Remember where you heard it first. The main man, BTM Crypto News Network, is telling you something's going to happen between now and the end of the year, probably around Christmas, right? What is this? I was saying the pump is the anticipation of the Fed rate cut. Peter, I think you're right. I think it's going to pump today. They cut the rate tomorrow. It's going to dump because people are going to sell because they're going to be slightly in profit. The real holders like us are going to ride through it, but a lot of people are going to dump as soon as the rates cut and the prices. What is that? Buy the rumor, sell the news. You know how it goes. Yeah, these guys are going to sell like crazy. People probably need money for Christmas presents and that kind of thing. What up, Al? What's going on, Randall? Where you been, fam? Um, However, there's a risk that the XRP price may continue downward spiral when the Fed cuts this week. For one, the Fed cut will not be big news to the market and participants. as it has been placed in, with the poly market data showing the odds over 95%. Therefore, there is a risk that the market will sail the news when the Fed cut interest rates in the meeting. For one, the bank may deliver a hawkish rate with dissent from the officials rising, with most of them pointing to relatively high inflation rates in the country. XRP ETFs inflows continue. Meanwhile, the XRP price is reacting to ongoing ETF inflows, which are now reaching the important milestone of the 1 billion with a B. Try to tell you guys. Data compiled by So Value. Who? So Value? What the freak? Shows that the ETFs have never had a day in the red. They added that over 38 million in inflows on Monday, higher than Friday's 10 million. This increase brought the brought the total amount of money to over 935 million, and net assets held to these funds to 923 mil won. Canary Capital XPRC continues to have the first mover advantage as its assets have moved to over 346 mil won, much higher than the Grayscale's GXRP, which I thought Grayscale would pop, but apparently it didn't do a whole lot, which has accumulated 218 in assets. Most of the inflows on Monday were on Franklin Templeton XRPZ, which had 15 million. JP Morgan and other companies believe that XRP ETFs will continue to accumulate inflows in the coming months, with the accumulation figure coming in over 8 billion in the first year. What? I'm glad I bought in early because these guys are going to run. XRP's price also reacted to a report by Bloomberg on how Citadel and Fortress hedged their recent investments in Ripple, which valued at 40 billion. These companies believe that most of Ripple's market cap was derived from XRP holdings, with the core business being much smaller. 3-day chart shows XRP's price has been under pressure for the past few months as it crashed from all-time high of 366 to the current 205. It's formed a double top pattern at the $3 and $3.89 and a neckline of $1.61 at the lowest level April 7th this year. It also has moved below the 50-day exponent moving average, EMA, and its 50% Fibonacci retracement level. Top oscillators like the relative strength index and the MAC have continued moving downward. Therefore, most likely scenarios, the XRP price continues falling as traders target the next key support level at 161, 61% Fibonacci retracement. On the positive side, the coin has formed a falling wedge pattern, which made up to descending convergent trend line. The pattern may lead to a strong bullish breakout in the coming days or weeks. Let me read that again. The pattern may lead to a strong bullish breakout in the coming days. This was yesterday. So it's talking about the day and tomorrow or coming weeks. Telling you, bro, it's about to go down. Some people have things that allow them to get paid every 2 days earlier. Payday is usually Thursday. Oh, okay. No worries there. Peter, that's good to know. And let's get back to it. So I'll put this article in the description. Going over to X. Don't forget to sign up for the BTM Crypto News Network. And a lot of you guys are listening but aren't part of the BTM Crypto News Network on X. Go ahead and sign up to stay current on the crypto news and crypto updates. Make sure you're the first to hear about it as we hear about it before we report on it. So moving forward, this is, wait a minute, did I not refresh this? I could have sworn I updated this. Let's see here. While we're waiting for the refresh. And the Crypto News Network. Okay, there we go. That's making sense. There we go. Rumors, BlackRock is about to drop some major news. About spot XRP ETFs. Everybody and their mom is getting into the ETF game. Why? Because these guys are making a fortune in ETFs. And that should be a catalyst to things that are coming, right? When all these ETFs coming, the price has got to move, right? I don't care about the SEC. I don't care about court case. I don't care about pending litigation. At some point, the price has got to move, guys. There's too much money coming into these ETFs. And if BlackRock gets involved, your boy Larry Fink get involved, they're definitely going to see some big bucks coming in. But it's not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. XRP, one of the world's longest running crypto assets with the potential to reshape how money moves worldwide, now in the Bitwise 10 crypto index ETFs. Ripple's National Trust Bank, Ripple's Ready. I remember them starting this, but I don't know if they got approved. New OCC controller Jonathan says crypto companies should be treated no differently than banks, which when seeking federal charters. What? Oh, yeah, it's about to go down, bro. It's about to go all the way down. I'm telling you, XRP is going to announce this bank, and things are going to get crazy. This is Stephan's crypto. Breakout is imminent. This is ready for a huge bull run. Let's see. And these guys are saying ascending wedge pattern, up and down. Let's see. Up, down, up, down, up, then a breakout. Bro, please. 738. Bro, please. Stop it. Stop that cap. Sorry about that. Nancy just nailed it. The Upholds Chrono CMO just explained rewards in the simplest, most real way. You pay, you live your life, and XRP comes back. No hype, no script, just the utility that works. Sometimes the truth doesn't need noise. Let's see what the Uphold COR and MCMO, what is CR, has to say about these. I guess this is the payroll through Uphold.
You also want to direct deposit part of your paycheck into Uphold so that you can either spend it on the card or trade. you will get another up to 4% back in XRP. So you could be earning up to 10% back in XRP every month. So we hear the group that says, we really want to be able to earn on XRP, right? True believers in the community. So, we constantly hear, how do I earn more? How do I earn on? How do I earn on? Some really good news that we have, we're going to be bringing to market in fourth quarter, a partnership with the EXA protocol, the Exactly protocol. What it will allow users to do is that they can lend their assets to a pool and they can earn yield on those assets. They can also contribute their assets and get a credit card and spend against those collateralized assets. So you don't have to spend your assets or liquidate your assets. You can earn yield or you can spend against them. And this will include XRP. So we're going to trial it in the fourth quarter and test it. And then we'll roll it out in fourth quarter to the majority of our users.
What type of rates? Because I know people are going to ask me after this. What are we looking at there? Did you all define that, or is it still kind of up in the air?
Yeah, it is classically a DeFi lending pool, so the rates can change, but they are definitely on the lending side, a way to earn yield that you haven't been able to before.
So shout out to Uphold for that information about the payroll and the yields. Confirmed gigapump incoming XRP. U.S. bank regulator says banks can act as crypto intermediaries. Bullish for XRP. Very bullish. This is Reuters. U.S. bank regulator says banks can act as crypto intermediaries. I know that's right. Breaking XRP has the strongest community in crypto. Coin Desk, the most trusted crypto media outlet, ran multiple polls against Ethereum, Solana, Binance, Cardano, and Zcash. Every time XRP wins, not close, a signal that's a signal that's easy to ignore until it flips market structure. Communities don't get built overnight. They're forged over decades of friction, patience, and purpose. The biggest undercurrent in the market isn't tech, it's conviction. And XRP Army has it. If you're not still here, you're not just holding XRP, you're part of history. If you're still here, you're not just holding XRP, you're part of history. I guess we are going down in history then. Let's see what this is. Looks like a poll. So it looks like these guys won across the board. Be honest, which one is the strongest crypto community right now? Let's see what the polls say. XRP over Solana, 96%. Oh, wow. That's weird. Next up, the fellowship of the XRP phase. U.S. control of the currency, Jonathan. It's time to embrace the new digital asset entrance into banking. The floodgates are open. It is already happening before your eyes. So we are here. First sell-off, bear trap, the fellowship of XRP phase. Media mention, enthusiasm, greed, delusion, denial, return to normal, bull trap, fear, and compilation. The blame phase, the disbelief, the blame, and the fellowship. Double digit. Everybody's talking about these double digits. Everybody's talking about double digit gains. So I don't know. um, one second here. Actually, let me, if this ever comes up,
we've had a lot of
we can run
guys
this real
about,
quick.
Brian Armstrong being there, Brad Garlinghouse being there, but this is not. Obviously, we still have also the bank CEOs involved. I mean, this is, the biggest names in the world: Wells Fargo, Citigroup, Bank of America, also here talking about crypto market structure. We've had a lot of these guys about, Brian Armstrong being there, Brad Garlinghouse being there, but this is the CEOs of the major banks that are now meeting with senators about crypto market structure. So
massive stake.
obviously, we still have also the bank CEOs involved. I mean, this is, the biggest names in the world: Wells Fargo, Citigroup, Bank of America, also here talking about crypto market structure. We've had a lot of these guys about, Brian Armstrong being there, Brad Garlinghouse being there, but this is the CEOs of the major banks that are now meeting with senators about crypto market structure. So
massive stake.
obviously, we still have also the bank CEOs involved. I mean, this is, the biggest names in the world: Wells Fargo, Citigroup, Bank of America, also here talking about crypto market structure. We've had a lot of these guys about, Brian Armstrong being there, Brad Garlinghouse being there, but this is the CEOs of the major banks that are now meeting with senators about crypto market structure. So
massive stake.
obviously, we still have also the bank.
So Brad's doing his thing. And continue. Wells Fargo, Citi, Bank of America, all discussing crypto market structures. Brad Ginsenhouse already in the room. Now big banks follow. Wall Street doesn't show up unless something major is coming. XRP isn't just early, it is positioned. Breaking news: U.S. bank regulators say banks can now act as crypto intermediaries. This time for XRP has come. Just in, U.S. bank regulators say banks can act as the intermediaries. Breaking: Brad confirms 4,000 banks have now joined the XRP, positioning it to overtake SWIFT and the transactional volume. I told you guys, trillions of dollars are posed to flow into real tokens, and especially into real tokens built on the XRPL RealFi. It gets to unlock 560 trillion on the XRPL through real tokens. Just imagine the price of real tokens if that happens. Massive supply shock. Real tokens with its very small supply could easily experience a major supply shock. Real tokens on the Maxi, I don't know what real tokens are. We're talking about potential of 100,000% gains. But of course, this is not financial advice, and everyone should do their own research. Even just 1% of 160 trillion could send the token from 0.3 to $90 overnight. Good luck with that. ZBIC, the future of payments. And this is Elon talking about ZBIC. So let's go to a quick video from Caesar, and I'll be right back.
Going all in while everybody's selling and hating really pays off. And this, at this moment right now in the market, we're pumping, we're moving up. And this is not even the good, big 2026 that's coming. Let me show you this on the screen, guys. There's people really happy right now. It's not even 5% from the 90 under 90 to 93,000 BTC. Let me show you right now. And from the $2 XRP to the 213. If you're longing right now, well done. You're making some serious money, because that in the last, what is it, 10? I think in the last 60 minutes, right? The price is going higher, which is really good. Let's go ahead and discuss. We got Kevin Hassett. We got tomorrow, of course, the FOMC. We got some economic numbers that they were just released today. I'm going to show you. There's some people saying that we might get a 50 basis point cut. I don't think so, but there's all kinds of speculation right now. And there's big money for LUNC, for Bread, 10%, for Cardano, 10% too. Is like, well done. Pango with an 8% too. Well done, guys, right? Like, this is what we all want to see, right? Money being made. XRP, you have to come down and you'll find it at about 2%, and it's 213. Triple I, guys, let us know in the comments down below if you got the dip, because, well, on Discord, we've been telling everybody our positions. We're going all in, BTC under $100,000, trying to get that second, that number two, that more, because the more crypto and Bitcoin you have, well, the better, in my humble opinion. Obviously, I mean, things are going to get pretty expensive and FOMO, but we're not there yet. That's what I'm saying at the very beginning. Right now, it's just whoever wants to get in the FUD, I think it's going to pay off really well. I'll see you in the comments, guys. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and welcome. We got Watch Guru telling everybody that we just passed 92. Guess what? I think there's a new post about 93 here. 7 minutes ago. We have the market, ticking higher, which is nice, 2%, 25 fear, not bad. You'll see right there, we got green. The last 24 hours, all of those are winning, which is really good. I want to tell you about BTCC in just a moment, because hey, there's people making money, and come on. And I got my third winner. He just replied to my email. He just replied to my email. I'll tell you soon. 87% to 25 basis point, and we have, what if they cut 50 points, right? So there's some speculation, as always. I say it's time to pump, because why not? Breaking October job opening came at 7 million plus, well above the expectations. Not bad. So it's good. This is, in a way, we want to start seeing better numbers, right? Especially when it comes to the economic data. Kevin Hassett says there's plenty of room for interest rate. Yesterday, we were having a conversation, right? While we were watching the live stream, Donald J. Trump had a roundtable for farmers, and Kevin Hassett, right, was there, and he spoke for a little bit. So he is looking like gonna be the winner of the Fed chair race. And if that's the case, in 2026, he will be the chair of the Federal Reserve, right? Becoming the chairman of the FOMC, of the Fed. If he's saying that there's plenty of room for cuts, one can wonder, QE, what's going to mean for the market? What's going to happen to all of us, right? As soon as Kevin Hassett comes in, because if the guy starts cutting 100 basis point, which is a full point, what will that do to Bitcoin, to crypto, right? I think the expectation might be, well, we're going to pump very, very hard, and it's going to be beautiful, which could be. It's just that it might mess with some predictions and models for, the 4-year cycle, which by now people are saying it's dead too. So I don't know, man. I think it's going to be pretty awesome to witness what's ahead. And as of this moment, right now, XRP is breaking that 3% barrier at 2.14. People are coming in. BTC, we're looking at 93,000 guys. You're seeing on the screen right now. So it's beautiful to witness this live with you. If you want to start joining us for more trading, while it's dead, while people call it a scam, while people say, of course, all kinds of negative things, click the first link down below and join me on BTCC, which we have a 2,500 XRP giveaway. Guys, I don't even know what else to do, right? I just want to make sure that the people, my community, have a chance to make more money. I received an email. So what I do is that to the winner, right, for September, for October, and for November, I ask BTCC to give me your email, the winner's email, and I reach out. And I've done it for the last 3 times, now 4 times. And when I don't hear a response from the winner, I just try to get a response by continuously emailing, right? But I'm not gonna do it for 10 times, but at least 3. And in my second one, I got a reply, got a response, and it was a super long response by this person. I'm not going to reveal his name, of course, but it just comes to show that they're grateful. They're like, Oscar, I lost a lot of money. I was about to give up. It just means a lot, when you open up. And they're like, I come back, I keep trading, and then I get your email and I open the account, and there it is, to 2,000 XRP. And they were bawling, basically, like, no way, I won. Those are the type of stories that help me continue to do what I do. Because I could easily tell BTCC, give me that XRP or give less XRP or don't give any XRP at all, which I'm never going to do, right? What I want is to my community, that my trader community, because not only you're buying and holding, but these are people that are risking, right? Because I also trade. Like, we're risking being liquidated, right? And not a lot of people can do that. People say, how could you open up or let people or push trading while you see all this bear market and crashes and corrections? How could how you dare to share this with your community? Don't you think that everybody has lost a lot of money? You want them to lose money? That is not in any way, shape, or form the why as to my push or my invitation to BTCC, because there's many ways of doing this. You can do long-term holding, what I always do, buy and hold, and that's it, and then send it to my wallet. How many times have we talked about buy, hold, get it out of BTCC, and put it in your cold wallet? How many times have we said that? Many times. But what's going to make you money? Listen, what's going to make you money in this market and in crypto is not buying and holding, and in a month or in a week, that's it, you're financially free. No. The reason why people, and I've seen it when I go traveling to Dubai or Singapore or any other place, and I talk to great traders and people, they're always talking about trading, because that is the degen mentality. Although you're not subscribed to that, but just want to tell you and educate you that the people taking the biggest risk are the ones that win and lose much, but win a lot too. And it's so cool to listen and just maybe not do it, but listen and get exposed to, wow, this guy made $1 million today. I mean, you feel me, right? How do you do it? Well, I was doing TA, and all my experience paid off, because I've used a 50x, 75x, 100x. So you don't have to do that. I don't have to do that, but it just shows you that it's so cool when people dare take a risk and win. And on top of the wins, we're giving you XRP to that biggest trader. So I want to thank you guys. I just want to give you this, like synopsis of the reality of crypto trading, the reality of our industry, right? And guys, I've seen it close, and I love it.
So shout out to Caesar and the update about the crypto and crypto trading. Keeping it moving. This is the economic ninja. Let's see what he has to say about XRP.
Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Hope you're doing well. Working in the workshop today and noticed the story about XRP, about Brad Garlinghouse hailing the $1 billion XRP win. So I wanted to bring you this news. It's always good when a CEO is out there talking about his company, the one he runs, and in a good light, right? Well, check this out. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, recently highlighted how the U.S. spot exchange traded funds, or ETFs, tied to XRP have become now the fastest offering to hit 1 billion in assets under management since the Ethereum ETF. So this is absolutely huge, and it's great for investors. Now, is it really affecting the price? No, but in my opinion, it's a great time to slowly accumulate, not diving in and pushing all your money. I'm still personally expecting a little bit of a downturn. I'm hoping for it, but with today's pump, I don't know if that's going to happen, right? It's a big deal. And I do believe there are a lot of people that are holding XRP for much higher prices. And there are people that have bought and sold XRP in the recent past during these pumps, and they'd sell and they would buy back lower. Please go and check your taxes. Go to Coinbase or go to your exchange and click taxes and see how much it's saying you owe. There's huge discrepancies right now, and people are freaking out. They don't know how to use the software. The stuff that the major exchanges use are really screwed up. So we have 1 day left on the crypto tax and the crypto planning bundle. The crypto tax and the tax planning bundle, of course, is if you want to check those out before the price goes up. Now it says here, as per the on-chain analytics platform, SoSoValue, spot XRP ETFs have recorded a cumulative total net inflows of 897 million as of December 5th. So they're getting really close to that $1 billion mark. Canary Capital hit 363 million, Grayscale 211 million, Bitwise 187 million, and Franklin 134 million. Garlinghouse said there is a pent-up demand for crypto-regulated products. The Vanguard Group's plan to allow crypto exposure to via all of its products. Digital assets are now accessible to millions of people, he highlighted. The CEO also underlined that longevity, stability, and community are all underrated themes that matter to this set of off-chain crypto holders. Look, the fact of the matter is this is good information. It's good news, right? However, it's just not affecting the XRP price because the market as a whole is down. People just don't get that. I see it on X all the time. People are like angry at one project versus another. I'm slowly accumulating during this dip. I totally get it, but most people don't get it. They're like, why isn't this project going anywhere? It's the entire stinking market. Can I get a bone over here? Can somebody throw me a bone? I mean, seriously, like this is what's going on. So the reason why the XRP ETF news isn't just crushing the price, like when Bitcoin started, the reason why it lifted Bitcoin so much was because Bitcoin is the head. It's the big dog. It's the leader. Take me to your leader. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff running in my head. But you see what I'm saying? As Bitcoin's down, everything's down. So this is amazing news, just really crappy timing. Or is it? You got to think about that. At the same time, the market's down. This is when the XRP ETF inflows are happening, and institutional investors are able to pick up as much as they can at low prices. At this point, I'd be thinking like an institutional investor and be gobbling stuff up. But again, not all at once, because you never know. We could have another dip. All right, that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please check out those courses, or don't get upset when the price goes up. I'm already having
So shout out to Crypto Economic Ninja, weird name there. Let me see here. I think we're going to end on this video. Actually, I want to see what Digital Outlook has to say first. Going back to this one, and we'll see.
Oh my gosh, that is just absolutely amazing this morning. And boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, Sure glad I get to come out here and share it with you. And that was my very first sip right there. Uh-huh. Mm, mm. Now, guys, I have got to give you an amazing update. So, as you all know, in the comments, a lot of times we get a lot of FUD in there. You get all those spam bots and people that even are impersonating me, attempting to get you guys to connect with them on WhatsApp and all that. And just so you know, I don't use TikTok, Facebook, WhatsApp, none of those, none of those. I'm only on YouTube here and X, and my X account is in the description. It's Digital Outlook 3 with that check mark. And remember, the O's are not zeros, they're actually O's. But the update that I want to give you is this: is YouTube has finally done something to fix the issue. Guys, they are allowing us now to put in there that members and subscribers can be the ones that actually comment. That would mean that all these spam bots, well, they'd have to be subscribed. All these folks pretending to be me out trying to scam you would have to subscribe and all that kind of stuff. So, guys, this allows us to get rid of all of that nonsense. And you know that normally, and I've been on this, channel for years saying, hey, I haven't, come out there in every video, like and subscribe. But guys, I'm going to encourage you. If you're watching, I want to hear what you have to say. I really do. And I want you to be able to do that. Well, guys, the way to do it now is to hit the subscribe. You subscribe, you're going to be able to have your comments in there, because we just got to address a lot of people are getting very hurt and scammed by all of these bots that are in there. And guys, the only way that I know how to deal with them, other than just trying to clear them out each and every day, which by the way can take a lot of time and you miss some. And I've even had folks reach out to me, say, David, I got scammed by this and this, and they've lost a ton of their XRP. Guys, I don't want that to be happening on our channel, that's for sure. So hit the subscribe and put in your comments, because we want to hear from you. Now, guys, the video that the articles that I was reading that I want to talk about in today's video, I'm telling you what, I totally agree with this synopsis. Guys, most folks will miss it and they won't realize what's happened until it's really too late. And why do I say that? Well, because guys, this space has been governed by sentiment, and that sentiment has been driven by psychology in the market. And I'm reading this article where Steph's Crypto is pointing out that what we're seeing right now from 2017, that what we see now mirrors what was going on then. And he is showing on the charts where this has made a tremendous difference. Now, just check this little image out right here. Now, guys, did you see that? The same scammy wick that we just saw recently showed up in 2017, and things just tinkered along till bam, it fired off and went into the stratosphere right there. And these TA guys are coming out and telling us, listen, yeah, history doesn't repeat, but boy, does it rhyme. And from whence we came in 2017 to where we are, we're seeing a lot of familiar patterns. And that's how most folk missed it. Guys, back then, a lot of people capitulated their position just before the whole thing went absolutely bonkers. They literally dropped out because they were so afraid that they were going to lose out on the gains that they had achieved up to that point because of those scammy wicks and all that tinkering along, and missed out on the biggest, most massive move that this space had seen and has not seen since that time in terms of percentage gains. Truly phenomenal. And the setup that we're seeing now for XRP, because of course the regulatory environment has totally changed. In fact, back then there was a lot of angst against it. Well, now it's adoption on steroids. And you got the biggest players in the space, BlackRock and Vanguard and all these other ones, Grayscale, Franklin Templeton, and all that kind of stuff. They're all jumping on board. In fact, getting their CEOs out there to champion the cause of blockchain. And all these ETFs that are coming out. The regulatory environment certainly has changed. And of course, remember back in 2017, XRP in the United States was only listed on one exchange. It was Poloniex. Of course, in 2020 to 2021, due to the lawsuit, again, Only one exchange, Uphold. Well, guys, it is on every U.S. exchange right now, and then some compared to what it was before. And we are just in an absolute perfect setup in terms of an economic storm that's going on right now for the utility of XRP to genuinely shine. And as a result, boy, oh boy, a lot of these guys are saying, listen, this setup is almost impossible to ignore, but most people, history's repeating, but most people are gonna be too late because they're not gonna wake up to it until it genuinely bang happens. And then they're gonna sit back and say, oh my gosh, why didn't I act on what I knew back then? How many folks, listen, that have got into the space since January? But if you had just got in a few months earlier before that, just before the election in November of 2024, you would have been picking up XRP below 50 cents. And compared to where it is today, come on, guys, that is phenomenal. You don't see those kind of gains in a traditional market, not ever. You could wait a lifetime to see 300-400%. And if you did hit that, it would be the gold rush and you would be just as happy as a clam. But of course, in this space, folks can't be happy with 300-400%, can they? They just get all discouraged, which is a joke, really, because I think that's a lot of the fudsters. Those of us who know what we hold, we know the benefit that we've received. And those that are buying now, come on, guys, when we see price appreciation like I believe we're going to see, I'm telling you what, people are going to weep for the prices of XRP of what they are right now. Yes, I believe they will. I believe they will. Now, something else I want to present here. I was watching Jake Claver last night on his live stream. One of the best that I have ever seen the guy do. Absolutely phenomenal. And the fact that he is sticking to his guns and the authenticity that he's demonstrating, you got to congratulate the guy for doing that, because look, can you imagine the pressure that he's getting from a lot of naysayers and fuzzers? I mean, our channel gets FUD, and we've been out supporting XRP for years upon years upon years, and boy, the FUD we get. Well, Jake has come out there and put his reputation on the line and saying, hey, listen, this is what I think is going to happen, and being the chief champion of the Japanese carry trade, right? I mean, that theory has been around for a long time. Jake didn't originate it, but boy, has he ever carried the ball, that's for sure. And you got to give him credit, because the reality is, with a lot of people right now, oh, if this doesn't happen or that doesn't happen, they're so quick to nail you, man, just for this or that. Look, guys, I've always encouraged you, get out there and do your own research. What we are doing is trying to wet your whistle and encourage you to get out there and educate yourself. Absolutely, for sure. And when I see stuff like that, when I see someone sticking to their guns, holding to their convictions, and I know him personally, guys, by the way, and one thing I can tell you for absolute certainty, he believes 100% in what he's saying. This is not aligned, just like we've come out. You get our 100% biased opinion. Why do we believe what we're saying? It's because we spent countless hundreds of hours, getting to know this space and watching what's happening.
Yeah, that's weird. I thought a couple points is everything, bro. Not sure what you mean by that. It's been stuck under $2 for months. It's over $2.15 today, and this is before the interest cut announcement tomorrow. So I don't know, but it might be something happening. Depop, U8. What up? It's Prince. What's going on with you, fam? Let me see. I wanted to finish this video, but I want to get to Crypto Sensei. So we'll run this real quick and let me know what you guys think. And we're going to shut it down pretty soon anyway. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit your main man up with a super chat. Let's go.
Explore what would happen and what would XRP's price need to be to support something like $16 trillion a day in money movement. I also wanted to get into The Ripple derivatives conspiracy theory. So now that we are getting a lot of derivatives news, and the liquidity compression flywheel for XRP. What does all of this mean? It means much higher prices in the days to come. Let's unpack and unfold all of this information. I will give it to you play by play.
You know, we moved $16 trillion the other day. In one day, $16 trillion. It goes through our AML systems, our risk systems, sanction systems, fraud systems, OFAC systems. You know, it's cheap, it's fast. So we've always been using technology to do a better job for the client. And we're going to do the same thing in tokenization. So tokenization, blockchain is real. It's been around for quite a while, but now it's becoming more effective, more efficient, because people find ways to do it faster and cheaper, permission or not permission. Smart contracts, I think, will probably be real. We're working on stable coin and a JP Morgan. We have a JP Morgan deposit already. And think of it as a token, which is a deposit. We can pay interest on it. And as a payment system and a network, we're involved. If we can use things like that to do something better, faster, cheaper for clients, we're going to.
If we can use something faster, cheaper, more secure for clients, we're going to use it, right? Remember, all of the banks now competing against JP Morgan Chase are at a point where if they don't adopt the same technology that JP Morgan's using, they could lose. And most banks don't have the money and the team that JP Morgan does to put all of these manpower and hours and development into building their own chain and token.
Yeah, and that's what I mentioned previously, guys. Once one of these banks find a way to save money, it's imperative for the rest of the banks to get on it, because these guys are going to lose a fortune, right? If you can't compete, you go away. And what is this? Kryptonian. You're right. Right? But I can't control the prices. I'm just telling you what I think. And there might be some manipulation or something that brings the price down. But I can only tell you what should happen, right? I can't tell you what's going to happen. But with everything going on and the price depreciation pumping, there is no reason why XRP doesn't go crazy tomorrow. But I'm sure, like you mentioned, bro, something's going to happen and it's going to come back down. Where you can see most of the freaking market is up, right? These guys only up 1%. So maybe there's a sell-off happening, but we'll have to see. Let's finish this video out. And again, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and super chat.
And when banks can't develop their own chain and token, what are they forced to do? They're forced to pick up the phone and call Ripple. They're calling Circle. They're calling the infrastructure companies that are already set in place to take full advantage of the technology that they developed over the last decade. Now, I wanted to just show you and give you some rough idea. If XRP was used to move something like $16 trillion a day, what would that look like? Using available XRP, I was just kind of running some models here, but here is what this would look like. Circulating supply, 60 billion, everything not in escrow, including coins sitting in long-term wallets that are not for sale. Available liquid supply is a subset actually sitting on exchanges or in dealer inventories and being recycled in ODL rails. Current best public estimate put it in the low single digit for billions. If you used XRP in this specific system and it turned over 3 to 5 times a day, you would be looking at an XRP price at 5 times a day of $800 per token, 3 times a day, $1,300 per token. And then, of course, depending on your variables here, if liquid is tighter, let's say less than 2 billion, you could be looking at 2,600. Now, if the supply of XRP is less than 1 billion or 500 million, and we start moving $5 to $10 trillion a day, these numbers would obviously need to be much higher. And this is where I think we are heading with XRP's price over time. Coinbase CEO says the best banks are leaning towards stablecoins and sees the opportunity.
Well, in that case, that's just the banks trying to protect their profit margin. They should have to pay reward and higher rates to their own customers. And I think they're trying to put their thumb on the scale, regulatory capture, essentially, to prevent crypto from doing that. But my prediction is actually the banks are going to start, we're already seeing this actually, they're going to be increasingly embracing stable coins. And my guess is that in a year or two, they'll come back and say, actually, we want to be able to pay interest and yield on stable coins in our own companies. And so it goes back to that intermediaries dilemma situation. I mean, the best banks are leaning into this as an opportunity, and the ones who are fighting it are going to get left behind.
The ones that are fighting it will not be banks. If you cannot adopt the new technology and chain change with the innovation, you are going to get left behind. And being left behind means you are bankrupt. You are not a bank, because the customers are going to go where they can get the best value for their money, right? The customer has the most power in this situation. If a bank's offering all this extra yield, 24/7, 365 payments, reduce 60 to 90% costs on those payments, and your bank that you're at is not offering any of that, you can make the educated decision of what you're going to do with your money. You're going to go close that account and you're going to go to the bank that's offering you all of the services, because that's what people do, right? We want to feel that our money is being well protected, as well as we are gaining the most for the money that we have. And the only way to do that is to innovate and roll through this new technology. And so Chainlink says tokenization is a $867 trillion opportunity. Only one platform has been adopted by Swift, Euroclear, UBS, MasterCard, and the other leaders empowering this tokenization. Remember, Chainlink is for data and oracles updating data across systems. They are not a settlement token. Chainlink is going to be a vital piece in the days to come, but it isn't the only piece. I just want to make that very, very clear. The market continuously misclassifies XRP. It is not merely a digital asset. It is a candidate settlement primitive for global infrastructure. If XRP accrues value through volatility, but through collateral velocity, repofication capacity, cross-border netting efficiency, and balance sheet compression, then the valuation framework shifts from speculative premium to monetary plumbing multiply. Think like a banker, not a trader. Bitcoin ETH ETFs monetize volatility, and XRP-based settlement layer monetizes flow, FX conversion, sovereign debt tokenization, and intraday liquidity management. Money markets move on finality, not hype. If XRP becomes the neutral bridge for repo collateral, treasury settlement, and multinational transaction clearing, its price ceiling is not defined by retail speculation, but by global liquidity demand. And that is what we are waiting for here. I'm so like the day that we finally see XRP's price kind of get to a utility point instead of a speculation point, I think a lot of people are going to like be very shocked and surprised on where this can actually go. Because a lot of people look at market caps and say, $1,000 XRP is impossible because it's going to be a $50 trillion market cap. And it's just, people don't really understand how all of the dynamics work behind the scenes. And when you have most of this XRP locked up in these certain payment corridors and you have nothing left available on exchanges, the amount of money coming into XRP is going to supercharge a market cap multiplier. Some numbers we might not have even thought of yet. I think it could get real serious pretty quickly here. The Ripple derivatives conspiracy theory of 2018 is starting to look very plausible right now. Is this game set match for Ripple? XRP holders were almost laughed out of the room when they speculated Ripple was aiming at the derivatives market back in 2018. Shout out to Kendra Hill, a lady way ahead of her time. So the current events that are taking shape right now, Bitnomial, CFTC derivatives, Ripple XRP. The derivatives is a $1 quadrillion market. Ripple quietly became a member of the ISDA, asserting a stake of 1.2 quadrillion derivatives market back in 2023. The verified sources suggest that Ripple and XRP may play a role in payments within the ISDA framework. Just another XRP conspiracy, right? The loop goes full circle. December 2025. Caroline Pham, now acting chair of the CFTC. Bitnomial launched its first CFTC regulated spot exchange. Ripple led Bitnomial, Botanical 25 million Series C funding round. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse is on the Bitnomial's board. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and CFTC Chair Caroline Pham at Ripple HQ. Bitnomials are establishing a compliant derivatives market for digital assets such as XRP. Bitnomial, CFTC derivatives, Ripple XRP derivatives, $1 quadrillion. And this is kind of what the speculation could be for XRP's price if in fact XRP was used to move a majority of the derivatives market. You can see here that corporate bonds, government bonds, there's all of these different other kind of debt instruments and tools, and XRP can supercharge any of those markets. Now, the XRP derivatives theory ties together several real events: Ripple joining the ISDA, Bitnomial, CFTC regulated platforms, RLUSD and XRP used in the derivatives, Caroline Pham's role, and then extrapolates them in a narrative that XRP could sit at the center of a multi-$100 trillion or quadrillion dollar derivatives market. These connections are interesting, but highly speculative. Nothing public today guarantees that XRP itself will capture a meaningful slice of the notional global derivatives market, or that it will translate into extreme price targets. So just understand that we look at some of these theories to better understand what could be possible. Nothing is 100%. We cannot say, hey, we know for a fact that this is going to play out, that XRP will be use. We just believe that XRP is well positioned to come in and step in when these systems go from the legacy to the new blockchain rails. So here's what is actually confirmed. Ripple does join the ISDA back in 2023. Bitnomial and the CFTC regulated derivatives venue has launched leverage retail spot crypto trading and is building a US perpetual futures platform called Botanical. Ripple, led by Bitnomial's roughly $25 million funding round. Caroline Pham Long, a CFTC commissioner, has now the acting chair, has publicly visited Ripple's office and appeared with Brad Garlinghouse at events. So that is what we know, and that is what we can prove. We will keep going here. The liquidity compression flywheel has begun. XRP is quietly becoming the first digital asset with self-reinforcing liquidity engine that combines macro scale inflows with protocol level utility. This is not speculation. This is mechanical. Here is the structure. ETF inflows begin the compression. Regulated ETFs are absorbing XRP at a steady pace and removing it from the liquid float. Once inside these structures, units are rarely sold. They become long-term custody assets, not trading inventory. This is the stage one float reduction. The next stage, stage two here, exchange reserves shrink as ETFs accumulate. The market makers reprice liquidity. Exchange balances trend lower. Less inventory on exchanges means thinner sell walls and higher sensitivity to demand. Price becomes more reactive, more efficient. This is stage two of compression. Now, stage three is RLUSD corridors add real settlement flow. Ripple's regulated stablecoins create predictable on-chain liquidity cycles. RLUSD to XRP to fiat flows generate continuous demand pressures that are unrelated to speculation. Banks
Okay, guys, thanks for joining. It's your main man, BTM, signing out. We'll find out tomorrow either way. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, let's get back to the money, guys. Stay dangerous. Miners out.